Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer, taking a look at the first of two graded stakes races for 2-year-olds at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Race number 9 is the Golden Rod for the fillies going a mile and a 16th. Before we take a look at this talent-laden field, remember that DRF's Black Friday sale is in full swing. 20% off just about everything in the DRF shop. And to access these deals, head on over to shop.drf.com and use the coupon code BF2024. Here's the field for the Grade 2 Golden Rods. 7 2-year-old fillies again going a mile and a 16th. Brad Cox has an embarrassment of riches in this division. He already has Champion Immersive. He has the unbeaten Good Cheer. He has the unbeaten Eclatant. He's got Muhimma somewhere. And I think he's got Idiomatic's half-sister debuting in the opener at Churchill on Saturday.
Yeah, he's got a lot of really, really good young horses. That's no surprise. He's got, I guess these horses will be the two favorites, Dan, the 1 and the 3. I sort of felt like Good Cheer might be the one to ultimately go favored. Undefeated, already 3 wins around 2 turns, already a stakes winner. She's got the top figures. She looks pretty good so far.
Quiet Side figures to take some money as well after chasing the aforementioned Immersive in both the Spinaway and Alcibiades and acquitting herself quite well in both of those races. Pace might make the race in the Golden Rod, so we throw up our Timeform US pace projector. Don't want to pigeonhole these very lightly raced fillies into a certain running style just yet, but as of right now, the 4 Quiet Side is tactical. To me, she's not a burner. I'm not sure she's going to the lead. Isn't Eclatant stretching out for the first time going to be aggressively ridden along with the number 6, My Lil Punky?
That was my first thought when I went through it. That Eclatant she's got really handy speed. I thought that they would be going here from the rail in her 2-turn debut, but I guess we'll see how they elect to play it. And it'll be interesting to see what they do with Quiet Side too, Dan, because she's plenty fast enough if they want to go. They've also rated her. It didn't really work out that great for them last time in the Grade 1. I wonder if they get more aggressive this time.
And the horse with the fastest Timeform US late pace rating is the 3 Good Cheer, and I'm not so certain she has to come from so far back. I believe she's a little bit more pace adaptable than Timeform US gives her credit for. Let's start things off with Eclatant, who'll be stretching out off 2 sprint wins. She has a beautiful pedigree, and let's watch her most recent start at Keeneland, going 6 furlongs. It was her first race off a little bit of a layoff. She tracked this leader. She was outpaced a little bit on the turn, but she just wins under hands and heels urging. It was a visually impressive performance with a solid 81 buyer, and she's supposed to stretch out, being by Into Mischief as a full sister to a graded stakes winning Turf Router.
Yeah, I think she has plenty of pedigree to stretch out. I really like this win from her, Dick, because as you pointed out, that horse that was on that really tried to break that race open around the turn and open up a lead, and Eclatant just wouldn't let her get away and then overpowered her late. That was a good performance. Her debut, I thought, was really impressive, closing down a good field. They gave her a little time after that. She was really impressive again last time. She's a dangerous horse.
Rusty Arnold has had his share of good 2-year-olds this year, and one of them is the number 2, Fixin' to Be, who's going to try dirt for the first time. You can certainly understand why they try grass. The Dam was a multiple stakes winner on the turf, won 8 times on the surface, and Fixin' to Be did come through in her most recent start, going a mile on the turf. The dirt workouts look okay. It just seems like she's picked a tough spot for her dirt debut.
Yeah, I mean, she's bred to be a turf horse. I understand. Listen, they think she's talented. They want to take a shot here at the end of the 2-year-old campaign and just, sort of see where she fits going forward. If they got to go back to grass, they got, all of next year to do that. So let us see what happens. I really respect this trainer, Dan. I'm not betting this horse against this field.
While Eclatant will be trying 2 turns for the first time, Good Cheer has already raced 3 times around 2 turns and has won all of those races by open lengths, including her most recent start, her stakes debut, the Rags to Riches at Churchill Downs, where she rallied from off the pace and drove clear late. Nothing to knock about her so far.
She's just looked really, really good in all 3 of those races. She got a little bit of a bump at the start list and didn't break that sharply, first of all, then got bumped and sort of wound up at the back, but she easily overcame it and just dominated that field. Obviously, the race 2 back on a wet track, she just absolutely hammered that field with a big mover on the turn. I mean, she's looked really good. I think this is a way tougher test for her. I think there's some good horses in here, and she probably is going to have to run even better to win. But I'm not knocking what she's done. She's bred to be a good horse, and she looks like a good horse.
She earned stereo 86 buyer speed figures in her last 2 wins. No one else in this field has gotten to that number just yet. The 4 is Quiet Side, who ran second in the Spinaway behind Immersive, third in the Alcibiades. Let's watch the Alcibiades because it's her 2-turn debut. It seemed like speed did very well at Keeneland at this time of the year. And Immersive got the jump on Quiet Side going into the short stretch. It takes Quiet Side a little bit to change leads. She just did. And now she's going to come with an even run. I thought this was a decent enough performance, Mike, because she kind of had to alter course. She was being scrubbed along a little bit on the second turn. She's still learning.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't say she got a perfect trip last time. I mean, you know what? The more I look at that race, Dan, and even my initial impression of it was just that it made me feel like she maybe isn't going to be as good going long as she has been shorter. But we'll see. It's way too early to say that about her, especially when you're talking about the kind of field that she faced in the Alcibiades last time. Her debut was good. I thought she ran really well in the spin away, even though she was only second best there. She ran fine last time. I actually thought she'd run better, but she ran fine. She's a major, major player here. But I have some concerns.
Of course, Immersive would come back and nail down the 2-year-old filly championship by winning the juvenile fillies at the Breeders' Cup with an 84 Beyer. Sturgeon Moon certainly had no problems with the 2 turns the first time she tried it. That was her most recent race at Keeneland. Mile and a 16th, short stretch. She has a lot of work to do. Let's give the jock credit for staying down inside with this lightly raced 2-year-old filly, and she comes with a rush.
Yeah, she really finishes well. She's got a ton of room down on the inside, but she's going to come running here, Dan. This horse did not get a great trip in this race. She had a lot of early traffic. She never really got clear. She got shuffled all the way back around the final turn and was basically last when that field came into the stretch, and she still put in that kind of a run. To me, I mean, it looks like it on paper anyway. She might have improved even more than it looks on the first time they stretched her out there.
My Little Punky's going to stretch out for the first time off a good sprint maiden win. This was her 3rd lifetime start at Keeneland last month, and she sat right up close to a pretty solid opening quarter of 22-1. She takes the lead in the stretch. She goes about her business. The runner-up came back to earn a figure. She got a 74 when second in her subsequent start, a maiden special way to Churchill. I like how she stays straight and strong.
Yeah, easy maiden win here. She just sort of, easily handles this field. It feels like they're just, she's steadily improved so far from 3 starts. Now they're going to step her up in class and stretch her out, and she'll have to improve again.
Flash Ware completes the field, and I thought she gained a good amount of experience in her most recent start. Her first route, it was a 1-turn mile at Churchill Downs. Now, it was against restricted maiden auction maiden specials, but she was down inside for most of the way before getting out. And once she got into the clear, she finished it off. She needs a little bit of a Beyer boost, but at least she did earn a little bit of a fig 2 starts back off of a layoff.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have liked to have seen her maybe improve her figure while winning so easily going a mile last time, that didn't happen, but it did seem like the distance wasn't a real issue for her.
Let's take a look at our top selections for the Grade 2 Golden Rod. Looks like Brad Cox is holding all the aces with the 1 Eclatante, the 3 Good Cheer. I think Eclatante will be a slightly bigger price stretching out for the first time, considering Good Cheer's accomplishments, and everyone loves W's. These horses are a combined 5 or 5.
Yeah, I sort of looked at it the same way. I just felt like maybe you'd get a little bit of a better price with Eclatante. I really like both of her starts, Dan. We'll see if she stretches out.
And I think she'll get the jump on Good Cheer turning into the stretch, and we'll see if she can finish it off. She's shown a lot of promise thus far. 1, 3, 4, 5 for both of us in the Grade 2 Golden Rod, the first of 2 graded stakes races for 2-year-olds at Churchill Downs on Saturday. Best of luck.
Hey friends, you look like you're in need of a winner. If you enjoyed the great content right here, just click and subscribe right here and enjoy the great DRF.com race of the days, the phenomenal stakes previews, and so much more. Many of that content featuring me and my exceptional selections. Trust me, you won't regret it.